Dear students, welcome to another YouTube channel. So in the previous class we started new lesson, new unit from part A, that is self-management skills 2. So in that we already discussed what is the stress and what are the techniques we have to reduce, to overcome the stress issue, and we also discussed what is the meaning of a stress management as well. And we already started the uh, different kinds of stress. That is, the first one we discussed the survival stress, and second one is internal stress we discussed. So today, uh, one more we have, that is environmental stress. So what is environmental stress? So it is generated by the uncomfortable feeling of the things or a situation in the surroundings, such as noise, crowd, extremely hot or cold climate, continuous rain, impending flood, rising price hikes, old and ailing parent, a mischievous classmate, a noisy neighbor, a complaining friend, so demanding parents, or an overtly strict teacher, a bullying senior, etc. Some of these factors may be within your control, while others may be beyond your control. So these are all the activities comes under environmental stress. So what is environmental stress? So what is stress? We already discussed in the previous class. So stress is nothing but is just pressure, or there is uncomfortable the thing what you will experience, or we may also call it as it is a tension, that worry by the your own problems. So it is an extreme difficult situation you will feel in the stress, so that we call it stress. And in the environmental stress, so it is based on your surrounding, right? So you may experience that type of stress. Suppose the while you are reading, while you are or you are when you are taking a rest, so if you experience that a huge noise from the outside, so you may feel that you can get the stress. So that is environment, comes under environmental stress. And next, if you have some people, they feel that they don't like to be in the part of that crowd, right? So some, they experience the extreme hot and cold climate. So these are the some kinds of uh, stress we can experience by our surroundings. And apart from these, we have some family problems, we may get some stress. So you may not be able to involve in your work, right, in your office, so due to some reasons, right? And if you have a noisy neighbors, you may get stress, right? So if that demanding parents or overly strict teachers, so with all these activities you may experience the stress. They are all comes under environmental stress. So by the surroundings, by your surrounding, you feel that you have a stress, right? So that is comes under environmental stress. Next we have fatigue and overwork related stress. What it means? So fatigue and overwork related stress, it is generated by the fatigue and overwork that you build up over a period of time as a result of your highly demanding study routine, ever increasing ambition, right? Setting up unrealistic goals and exerting yourself much beyond your mental and physical capacity. So fatigue and overwork related stress in the sense, so you think that you are beyond your capacity, right? So you may get success, or whatever it is, you may able to carry out that particular planning. For example, you can just imagine, you have a timetable to read, so day by day. So for one day, so today I need to complete this 2 units. So instead of, so 2 units, reading 2 units is an enough for you, right, for that particular day. So imagine that, no, I will go for not 2 units, I will go for 5 units a day. So 5 units a day, it is very difficult to read, but still you are uh, going into the complete that 5 units, right? So that unrealistic goal, if you have adopted, implemented yourself, so you may get stress, definitely will get a stress, right? So it is beyond your mental and physical capacity, right? Completing 5 minutes in a day so that if you have that unrealistic goals, definitely will get a stress, so that we call it as overwork related or fatigue stress. Okay. And suppose and you may for yourself you have some deadlines to complete that particular work. Okay. And stress arises from deadlines that are self imposed or imposed by others or by circumstances. Suppose your class teacher or whatever subject teachers, if he has give you a one work to complete, and so within 2 days you have to complete this work, suppose based on the deadlines what they given by the others or yourself, so you may experience some sort of stress. Okay. So these are, we have different kinds of stress, that is survival stress, internal stress, environmental stress, and fatigue or overwork related stress. So here he has given one diagram, that is a stress, and the same what he has given the different kinds of stresses. And then having stress in your life is not an issue these days, right? So having a stress in your life is not an issue these days. Why? Because it's a common thing nowadays. Some of they are working in different companies, some they are working in as a farmer. You may get, you may feel that stress, right? So as a student you may feel that stress, you may feel the stress, and as a businessman, as an entrepreneur, so everybody have their some sort of stress in their day to day routine. So however, how you manage your stress is more important, right? So how you manage the stress in your day to day life. So it doesn't mean, it doesn't think that, sir, I don't have any stress in my life. So no, in one point of time, definitely in one day maybe you will be free of mind and you don't have feel that stress. But when you get a new responsibility in your family or a new responsibility in your working field, so definitely you will get some sort of stress. So having the stress is not a big deal, but how to handle the stress, how to resolve the stress, how to manage your stress, that is very very important. So living a healthy lifestyle is one way to reduce stress level, isn't it? So when you are living healthy, you automatically cope with the stress better. Unfortunately, often we cannot simply remove the cause of our stress, but we can change the way we deal with it, right? So because of stress, some people they not take the food usually, and so due to that problem they may get some sort of stress. So regarding this, uh, the handling the stress is very important, and we have so many techniques we have to come out of from the stress, right? So today we'll discuss those techniques to come out of from the stress. So like a physical exercise and yoga, meditation, so these are the some techniques we have to come out from the stress. So we'll study one by one. So here we have some stress management techniques like physical exercise, yoga, and meditation. So as we discussed, that is, so in all the circumstances of our day to today's life, we'll get some sort of stress, and it is very important to sort out how to release, how to get out, come out from the stress, right? So the first technique we have, that is physical exercise, yoga, and meditation. So here is given, stress is a very powerful force that involve awareness, attention, and energy. It can be managed to empower you, but if you let stress control you, the resulting distress can be harmful not only to your body, mind, and spirit, but also to your self-esteem and confidence level. Each individual has his own symptoms of stress. So it is important to first understand what causes stress in you, and what symptoms does your body shows. Below are given some easy way to find out our stress. So here he has given, when you feel that you are in a stress, your body respond differently, and depend upon the person, he has different symptoms of stress. When you are in a stress, some they get, their hand will be shake, right? They extreme get a extreme cold feeling they will get, right? So here we have given, they have given some way of symptoms, that is finding out your alarm response or sign and symptoms of stress. Our body produce a physical alarm response that pumps adrenaline through our body, tensing our muscle and speeding up our heartbeat. This alarm response in most cases doesn't do us any good cause. So this is, we have an alarm response. So when you are in a extreme stress, definitely you will feel that, that is speeding of your heartbeat and tensing your muscles, right? So feeling that extreme cold, right? So next, second one, we have identifying your physical and mental sign of stress. It is important to identify the different sign of stress, for it could be the first step in learning how to deal with your own stress or stress sign of someone you work with, such as your boss, colleague, or a family member. Sometimes you are used to living with a stress that you don't know how to identify it, right? So when you are in a stress, definitely your body will respond differently, and you have experience differently, and so it is very important to identify that what type of a stress you are in, right? So among what he has given, so first step is to, if you want to maintain your stress, if you want to sort out your stress, so to come out from the stress, you first identify what type of stress you are feeling, right? So based on that, you can go for the techniques of managementing the stresses, right? So next, we have finding out what cause stress in you. Personality type plays a major role in reaction to stress. For example, over ambitious people over ambitious people, and uh, the next we have, who set unrealistic goal who set unrealistic goals themselves, as we discussed earlier, are often seen to be more prone to stress related physical problem, while those who are realistically ambitious about their goal know how to balance their aspirations, right? So these kind of stress you can easily handle, right? Suppose you have taken a deadline to complete your work yourself, so that you can manage, right? So you may postpone that deadline. Suppose if it is out, the people who are working as your boss, so some sort of stress if you have, then it is very difficult, right? So it depend upon the person what type of attitude he has. Okay. So next, fourth one, find out what are your personal sign of stress. So what are the personal sign of stress? It is quite possible that a sign may tip you off that you are under stress. You may start sweating. So obviously most of us, we experienced this kind of symptoms. You may start sweating, shivering, twitching, or in the worst case start biting your nails when the situation gets out of your control. And understanding your personal sign of stress level is an important as feeling the pulse of the other person's stress level, for you cannot insulate yourself from stress is the in the company of a stressed person or in a stressful surrounding. So you have to find out what type of personal stress you have. So the stress itself, it give you some sign that some people they are sweating, they feel shivering, they feel twitching, right? And in the some cases, to come out from the stress or to show the stress you are in a stress, so your body automatically responds differently, and some of them they bit their nails when they are in a stress. So these kinds of a sign we have, so to identify in which kinds of stress you are feeling. So then after identifying what cause stress in you, you can manage it by following different kinds of managing techniques we have to stress management, right? So what are the different kinds of techniques we have to come out of the stress, how to manage the stress with all these techniques? So that we'll see in the next class. Thank you.